The beers, they're talking to me. They're saying, drink me.
I'm sick and tired of dead games. I'm skipping the intro, I'm sorry.
I hate dead games. And not in the general sense of what you probably classify as a dead game. Concord. I remember Concord.
Oh, I remember Concord. I remember Concord. I did an ad for Concord.
Remember Concord? That's a dead
It is a dead game. That's actually, it's not even a dead game. It's a game that doesn't even exist anymore.
game. I remember. More specifically, I hate the way that gamers talk about dead games. The confusing, vague description of what a dead game even is in the first place. In the current era of games getting shut down left and right.
Yeah, that means you too, dickhead. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, what is a dead game? Like a dead game is, Concord isn't a dead game. Concord doesn't even exist. Like a dead game to me is a game that just doesn't have active players. A game of less than 1,000 players? No, but a game with less than 1,000 players might not be a dead game because a dead game has to be a game that was once alive. Concord was never a dead game because Concord was never alive. Concord had max like 500 players. Like no one was on that game. Like like a dead game would be like, yeah, Garden Warfare. Garden Warfare 2, Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2. Had a lot of players. Fall Guys is a dead game. Fall Guys still exists. Averages like 1,000 players, but used to have like 50K.
I don't care if you're a good studio. Go ahead and untrailer your game.
Any Call of Duty that is more than 3 years old, excluding Black Ops 3.
Arc Raiders is only getting 100,000 players on Steam right now and only 14,000 viewers on Twitch? Damn, that's tragic.
No, Arc Raiders isn't a dead game by any means. Arc Raiders fell off. It lost 60% of its player base, but it's not dead. Like, dead dude, I feel like a dead game is a game where you are having trouble finding a lobby. Like, you queue TDM in an old COD, and you're just hovering in queue. That's a dead game.
That's basically hospice care. Baldur's Gate 3 is only getting 74,000 players daily. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that about a 92% drop in players? What are these idiots doing? How could they fumble this bad? Crimson Desert only has 90,000 people playing it? At 1 o'clock in the morning? I guess they named it Crimson Desert because the player base is as dry as a...
Well, and it's even like, oh God, I don't want to say a dead game because it's like, I don't know. It was still popular. It's dead now, but you can't really say like Baldur's Gate is dead with 73,000 players. Yeah, it lost 92% of its player base, but it's also a game that like isn't a longevity based. It's not a game that's supposed to be played 5 years after it's released to somebody that's already played it 3 times over and over. Like it's a game that you get what you wanted out of it and then you leave.
Desert.
Like in that sense, Until Dawn is a dead game. Until Dawn's one of the most popular story games that like Supermassive Games has ever released, but it's dead. Yeah, like nobody plays it anymore.
Golly, it's starting to get really hot outside again, isn't it? Dead game has become one of the dumbest phrases in gaming, and people throw it around like they're stock animals.
It's the same vague terminology as fell off. But falling off is easier to describe. Like you could say Baldur's Gate 3 fell off, but it's not a dead game.
Standing over a line graph, trying to determine if fun is still legally allowed to exist under a certain player threshold. Those two words have completely and utterly lost all meaning. Because in
single player games can't be dead. I'm actually going to agree with you on that. I think a single player game could be dead in the sense that it's not as popular as it once was, but you usually attribute dead game to something that is multiplayer. Because it doesn't matter if only 500 people are actively playing, you know, a game that is single player from fucking 10 years ago. Like, it doesn't inhibit your playability of that game. Whereas if you're playing a game that is dead, that's multiplayer, like the experience is actively worse.
Today's time, a game is only alive if it's constantly getting its asshole pumped with content every week and maintains a player count of 200,000 24 hours, 7 days a week minimum. Call of
Well, CSGO. CSGO will never die.
Duty is dead, Arc Raiders is dead, Fortnite is dead, Battlefield is dead, GTA's still not out. What is anyone even playing anymore these days? 42,000 likes. I am superior to these people in every single way. A game can be wildly successful, critically adored, financially secure.
Fortnite's not dead. Fortnite's not dead, but Fortnite fell off. Fortnite is still a popular game, but Fortnite fell off.
Beloved by its community.
The finals.
Still actively played by tens of thousands of people, and still some glue-sniffing goblin chart cell will still find a way to walk their stinky ass into the conversation.
I have a disdain for the finals ever since that Twitch Rivals event.
Yeah, it'll be casual. It'll be a casual player base, Joe. It's really a content tournament.
I probably went like 1 in 15 in every lobby.
With a
Yeah, but the concurrent count is down 84% from its peak.
okay, and? Did you want everyone who first played this game to stay logged in forever? Did you expect every player to remain cryogenically frozen inside the main menu screen out of loyalty? People like to make fun of modern games a lot, you know, rightfully so, but I don't think enough people make fun of modern gamers enough. Modern gamers who, to be completely honest, don't even fucking play video games. The ones checking for realistic fruit physics and everything. The ones who cream their shorts at the sight of 4K ray-traced eye graphics. The ones who sit their big back bottom-feeding asses on Twitter complaining about women not having triple D milkers, LARPers, chart cells, grifters, all bringing out 120% of their potential to repel sex. And while we will talk more in depth,
Well, when I had the take about like what is a gamer game and that got clipped and on Twitter people were like tweaking, a common response was if you play any game you're a gamer. And I'm like, that's like, bro, like you can't say like I'm not trying to gatekeep the term gamer. The reason I had that take where I was saying like if you're a sports gamer, like you play Madden, NBA, 2K, NHL, like, and those are the only games you play. The reason I said you're not a gamer is because you don't play. I did say niche games and then said Terraria, and Terraria is not a niche game. I meant more single player games that are like hard to just master and don't have either the common run and gun shooting mechanic or are revolved around IRL sports. The response was any game is a gamer, or any person that plays games is a gamer. But like, bro, your grandma that plays Farmville and Candy Crush, bro, like she's not a gamer, bro. Like I'm not gatekeeping the term. The reason I said that is because the guy in the video was saying that Elden Ring isn't hard. The guy in the video was saying like single player Souls games are not replayable and suck comparable to like NBA 2K. And I was like, that's a horrible take. Like, that's like not even a subjective opinion. Like, you're just wrong.
about those three, beyond all those different kinds of chuds, there is one thing that your average modern gamer has become absolutely, undeniably obsessed with. Something that has permanently warped the perception of this medium beyond repair. A single word. Updates. Updates, updates, updates. Oh, they can't get enough of those delicious patch notes. Human beings naturally like novelty. We like new things. But some of y'all be acting like starved peasants if the game you're playing for only 10 hours a week doesn't come out with a new multiplayer map every single day.
Spare an update for a suffering gamer.
Equating a game's quality to the frequency of content updates. And look, I like updates too. New content is nice. Ongoing support can be...
Yo, Marvel Rivals really be adding shit to their game every 3 weeks. Like, the fucking people at NetEase are literally not sleeping on Adderall, just fucking coding. Like, they are literally adding a new character, new map every 3 weeks.
Great. It's been to the benefit of numerous games, allowing for some insane comeback stories. But somewhere along the way...
But it's like a strategy, bro. It's how you keep your game alive, man. I mean, like, that's just like the modern day gaming culture in terms of like multiplayer shooters. Like, people just want new shit.
Huge chunk of the gaming audience developed live service brain rot so severe that they no longer see updates as a specific subcategory of gaming. They see it as the bare minimum requirement for any game to justify its own existence. It has broken people's understanding of what a game is allowed to be. Finished. Ever since Fortnite set the high bar of what a live service game could be, now every game is expected to behave like a live service title even when it clearly isn't one. Games you used to love have been forced to turn into live...
I think the only non-live service games that need updates are like if it's early access. Like Subnautica 2 needs updates because it's a game that's unfinished. But if you release a title like we just played fucking Directive 8020, that is a standalone game. Like, there's no update because it's just that. That's the game. Like, you play the game, the game's done.
Service slop, forced to fight in this never-ending battle of
Yeah, or even like Cuphead. Cuphead has DLCs, and it's like, it makes sense to release those sometimes, but it wouldn't need to.
numbers trying to stay afloat.
Like, they could have just released Cuphead, not added anything, and then it just been the game itself.
Battle that most developers don't have the manpower to afford to keep up for very long. Mid-season refreshes, new cosmetics, new meta shakeups, new roadmaps, new patch notes, new "we hear you" developer statements typed by some exhausted community manager whose soul left his body back in 2023. Since shareholders only speak in currency, they don't understand the workload it takes to keep up this kind of parade for very long. Like, Guang got them Marvel Rivals devs locked up in those offices 3D modeling skimpy character skins while their families are hanging up missing person posters around the neighborhood. Halo. Oh my beloved Halo has been getting gutted inside and out because of this business model, and I just had to sit and watch it happen. But they themselves marketed the game as a live service game. The next 10 years of Halo, something truly infinite. Yet they very quickly proved that they actually made a little typo in the game's name. Haha, you put those silly 2 little letters there. Ah, now it's accurate. Now, I'm not trying to turn this into a live service.
Well, no, but there's certain games where it's like, I truly believe Call of Duty should just become a live service game. Like, I don't understand why they release new titles I mean, I understand, it's money. It's like, the game itself would be more popular if Call of Duty became just even a game that you pay a subscription fee to play. Kind of like older, like, World of Warcraft-esque games. And then they just updated it. That, like, COD Online, yeah, but just, like, don't, like, release maybe, like a Black Ops have, like, new maps, new guns, maybe new updates, but just, like, why are we fucking making it a $70 game every year? Like, it makes people not want to play it. Actually, it's not even Call of Duty. It's sports games. It is so stupid that FIFA, Madden, NHL, and all of these other sports games make a new game every fucking year. Change the graphics, change a little bit of the play style, and update player stats. That's all you need to do, because that's all the game is. When they change 2K, yeah, they maybe add a different thing to, like, My Park, or they add a different storyline. Like, there's different shit that they add that I understand where, like, they want to wrap that into a new game. But, like, a big part of, like, these FIFA games, sports games, 2K, Madden, all of them, it's like, dude, you're just, like, pulling $80 a year out of somebody's pocket when you don't need to do that. Like, people are paying it, so they're going to keep doing it. But it's like, realistically, like, FIFA could literally just update the player cards, their player stats, and just have, like, a season reset.
Rant because that horse has been...
Yeah, more with VC. Yeah, you get more because it's like, okay, you can't hold on. That's a big thing as well. It's like, if you're playing FIFA and you play Ultimate Team, and then they update the game live service, you still have your team, and they don't want that because the whole point of the game is building up your team. Well, then just do a server wipe, give people a bunch of credits, and then they can buy more packs so they're better off. Like a prestige, almost. Like, hey, you have this crazy Ultimate Team in FIFA 18. We're doing a live service update. The season's over. We're going to wipe your team, and we're going to give you fucking 15,000 fucking FIFA points so you're able to buy packs and kind of be off on a better start more than anybody else.
Long since atomized. But while the suits are demanding the live service slot machines stay churning, it's mostly because the people...
They wouldn't make money. That's the thing. Yeah, wouldn't churn money. But it's like, everybody knows that plays those games that it's like, this isn't the most efficient thing.
Are eating that shit up like some free Krispy Kreme donuts. And after all that slop 10 is digested, what results is the curation of this toxic cycle of players addicted to that live service sugar, and developers struggling to keep up with their fat ass demands. It poisons both the producer and the consumer, birthing the world's strongest video game chuds. And now we have to deal with these communities of people who genuinely think, like, if your game doesn't come out with updates fast enough, then you just met the condition to activate my cursed technique. malevolent metrics, turning every player loss into a slash attack with a guaranteed hit effect. But it doesn't matter because, well, it's obviously profitable. There's a reason why companies keep trying it. And whatever, right? Let them shoot themselves in the foot and make them learn their lesson. But even if you don't play live service games, oh, you're not safe from this discourse, buddy. I see you hiding over there. You're right there. Like, you're not, I can see you. The live service SCP has breached containment and its infection has been spreading everywhere. The fact that there are some people who genuinely apply live service logic to single player games is genuinely psychopathic. In a few months, when Crimson Desert player numbers start dwindling, I guarantee
I don't think there needs to be live service updates, but I do think a single player game that has like a DLC or two is fun. Like, if you release a single player game that's meant to just be, a one-time experience, but then you add some sort of downloadable content, it's like that does rejuice your game. But it doesn't need to be something where it's like you release your game and then a month after it's released, it's like, hey, big update. It's like you could actually wait a year.
you're gonna see people frothing at the mouth saying, look, see, I knew Crimson Desert is a bad game. It fell off. Dead game. Trash. Congratulations, buddy. You just learned the concept of finishing something. People beat the game and move on. The product was consumed. The meal was eaten. Would you call a restaurant dead because
I think that's also because there's this mentality that there's always a sequel. Like, it's not just in video games, it's in movies now, too. Like, you have, like, one big hit, and there's always a second one, a third one, a fourth one. It's like, people are just conditioned to assume that even in any single piece of content, there will be another one to follow it.
people finished dinner and went home?
Yeah, Star Wars. Infinite, like, they need to stop doing Star Wars shit.
Some of you probably would. Yo, dude, you see the concurrent player count on Denny's last night? That shit is cooked. The developers of Peak, indie companies,
Like, I guarantee you, like, this is just an example. With the new movie Obsession that has hype and is a really good horror movie, there's guaranteed going to be people that are like, we want an Obsession 2. Where's Obsession 2? Just let fucking Curry Barker make a different fucking movie.
Aggro Crab, and Landfall Games.
Backrooms 2, that's a different thing where it's like the whole lore of the Backrooms, it could be explored in a deeper way.
Had to publicly call out some nerd complaining the game wasn't receiving updates fast enough, to which these gigachads replied, neither of us or Aggro Crab are live service studios. Any update is a bonus, not a right. Clapping back with the truth nuke so hard that it deleted the original tweet from existence. Lots of people don't know this, but Peak was a game jam game. Game jams are basically contests where developers have to make a game within a certain time frame to really breed creativity from constraints and pressure. This game was made in a month. The developers themselves weren't expecting how much it would have blown up. Yet despite that, this small indie company still gave out free updates and content for the love of the game, and they still got shit for it not being enough. What's crazy is, even though I personally think Fortnite started this train wreck, they themselves are literally—
I mean, you could say the same thing with, like, any of those friend slop games that really popped off, like Lethal Company even. But, like, one of the better things about that is you just kind of give, once people buy the game, you kind of just give them the rights to, like, mod it. Like, that's the fun shit. Like, when you play, like, modded Lethal Company, like, people just add shit on their own. It's like, hey, here's the game. You could do what you want with it.
becoming an example of how this business model, the concept of a forever game, is not immune to being eroded away by the sands of time and corporate greed. But unfortunately, the damage has already been done. And now you have people angrily pointing at Peak.
Schedule 1 wasted potential. I don't know. With Schedule 1, the reason I griped about updates and how they kind of failed, and I think it's one of the best indie games and one of the worst in terms of, like, updates, is just because he didn't release the game as a standalone game that would just be played and then be done. It was like there was already, like, knowing, like, the player base knew there would be updates, so you were looking forward to it. Like, I think when he released Schedule 1, it should have just been standalone, and then, hey, here's a surprise update. Versus, like, Schedule 1, there's going to be big stuff coming soon. You guys are going to be able to vote on it. And then it's like, okay, they release fucking Mushrooms a year later.
Calling it a dead game as if it was supposed to last forever. I played Peak. I had a great time with it.
That was really
Do I play it anymore?
Yeah, I wasn't really tweaking about Peak having an update. I'll play it, like, once in a blue moon now again. But it's just a good game.
Nah, not really, no. Because I got my experience out of it and had a great time. That shit was like $7 or something, man. But for some people, getting...
Yeah, if you're bitching about updates about a game that's like less than $10, that's also wild. Like, I'd get it if it's like like if Peak was like $30. But it's like, bro, these are like $5 slop games. Like, you're getting... If you have fun on this game for 2 hours, it's worth $5.
Dozens upon dozens of hours of entertainment for the same price as an in-and-out combo just doesn't cut it. But there's only 40,000 people playing it. Holy fucking nerd alert. Can we talk about that word real quick? Only 40,000 people. That's what some chart cells classify as a dead game. Some of you hear only before a number larger than the population of several towns and don't realize how batshit insane you sound. Only 40,000.
I mean, people say that about Twitch streamers, bro, with views and shit too, or even YouTube. They'll be like, bro, you fell off. You only average 4K now. I'm like, bro, do you even understand the metrics of like how big an audience of 100 people is?
Players, brother, that is a functioning society. That is a zip code. That is enough people to fill a small arena and still have pickup artists filming in the parking lot. There's some dinosaurs
40,000 people would fill an entire football stadium in some ways.
simulator game called The Isle. Fucking love that game. Averages like 15, 20k people daily. Thousands of little dickheads running around as raptors. Since when as a society did we start classifying communities of this size as dead, deceased, gone? Bitch, what do you mean? I'm growing my stego right now. Helldivers 2 averages about 50k.
Nah, Helldivers is dead. Nah, Helldivers though, bro. You still playing that? Yo, you fighting a fight you ain't gonna win, buddy. Helldivers? Ooh.
Players daily. That's roughly 90% less players.
Yeah, I think the reason I perceive Helldivers as dead is because it's like the whole point of the game is like community. We're like fighting the fucking AI or the robots that they're taking over and the aliens and shit. It's like, but now it's just like you're not yeah, it gets really repetitive.
Than its all-time peak. People call this a dead game. Who the fuck are you that 50,000 people isn't considered a healthy number? You can't even...
No, it is a healthy number. It is a healthy number. Helldivers isn't dead, but I would say Helldivers definitely fell off. It's not, and nobody's playing Helldivers and like hyping it up anymore. It's just like, oh yeah, I'll hop on Helldivers.
And get 5 people to do a Destiny raid together. Right now, there's this weird cultural inability to let a game simply exist at any point between industry-dominating phenomenon and corpse. Like my guy, there's a whole spectrum right there. And not the one that you're on. This era of chart cells pocket watching Steam charts more than actually playing video games has to end, man. Y'all need to get some hobbies. And then you got the Twitch view counters, which are, in my opinion, worse than your average chart cell, because how are you going to attach a game's success to streamers?
No, I don't think that. I have the take the other day that I think a big part of marketability of new games, specifically new devs, relies on streamers to put the word of their game out there. But I don't think that if a game is unpopular on stream, that means it's dead. But if a game is popular on stream, that game is inherently successful. It's like it's one way but not the other. If it's popping on stream, it's popping. If it's not popping on stream, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not popping. Like, it's one way, but not the other. That's all.
Especially when all it takes is one person to completely seesaw a game to the most watched category for like a single day. Some games are just more fun to play than they are to watch, and
very true.
And vice.
Which is why so many people will be like, why don't you play this on stream, Joe? This is my favorite game. Because your favorite game might not be a good game to watch.
Versa. These are the viewer numbers on Twitch for Marvel Rivals and Warframe. Here are the Steam player numbers. Now, if you do the math here, you know, carry the 0 and divide, compare the 2 to the...
Well, I mean, like, League of Legends is very big on stream, but it's not, like, the biggest category anymore. But it's still one of the largest games of all time, if not the biggest game right now. Like, League of Legends on stream... right now is 6th behind GTA, Tarkov, Minecraft, Just Chatting, and Path of Exile 2. But, like, League is bigger than all... maybe not bigger than Minecraft, but it's bigger than all the other ones.
Quadratic formula, you can see that the answer is it doesn't fucking matter. Can we get back to having, like, real intelligent conversations about video games with actual valid critiques beyond just yelling dead game and woke. It's just such a weird, warped perception of popularity.
Gosh!
Relating a dead game to, oh, it only has 5-digit player numbers. It's not the most watched on Twitch. Well, I never see it on my TikTok For You page. That is not death. That is just existing without spectacle. And you know, maybe that's the real reason why people hate it. A game without massive numbers forces people to confront whether they actually like it without the validation of popularity.
Very true, because I think there's like an internal thought in a lot of people's brains of if something's not popular and I like it, that's weird. No, here's what it is. Here's what it is. People like being niche. People like liking small things. Small movies, small creators, small music artists, small games. If a game gets popular and then falls off, it's not niche, it's dead. And therefore, that's lame. You still play Baldur's Gate? Right? It's different versus being like, yo, I really fuck with this one game that's like niche. It's the same shit with like creators, right? So many people hop on a hype train of people, like if you're watching like a really big creator. But if that creator fell off or like got less viewers, they would be like, oh, well, I can't watch them anymore because other people don't watch them. Like, dude, if you find somebody entertaining, you find somebody entertaining. They never think that in their head if they watch a Twitch streamer that has 500 viewers and has always had 500 viewers. But they'll think that in their head if a Twitch streamer goes 500 viewers to 50,000 viewers and then dips back to 3,000 viewers, they go, ugh, you still watch Ninja? So, it's fine.
No hype, no social proof, no algorithm, no giant crowd telling you this is the place to be, man. Come on, it's so cool. Just you and the game. And for a lot of people, that's quite scary. It's like they're still mentally stuck in high school, you know, walking around terrified about what other people think.
Oh man, I wonder if people like my Yu-Gi-Oh shirt.
Wow, that's a really cool shirt. I didn't know you were chill like that. Let's be friends. Grow the fuck up, man.
Because it's like a fear of being judged. Like, if you watch a creator that not that many people like, that they used to like, it's like, oh, you still watch them? You're fucking weird. Like, dude, watch whatever you want.
You actually like the game. For a shocking number of people, that appears to be a much harder question than, what are the Steam charts saying? But LARPers can't answer that question at all because they don't know if they actually like the game because they don't fucking play the game. Instead of making genuine content critiquing titles they've actually experienced, they merely make up imaginary problems so they can grift to a community of people with a combined IQ score of Patrick's pet rock. And it doesn't help either that this Donkey Kong barrel-ass pastry turned Twitter into the ragebait factory where it's profitable to ragebait. It's truly unfortunate because...
You know what was weird where I experienced that? Well, okay, this is the reverse of this ragebait. I had a lot of complaints about Poppy Playtime Chapter 5, and I got a lot of shit for it. And then Markiplier complained about Poppy Playtime 5. And then Queso complained about Poppy Playtime 5. And then I no longer got shit about complaining about Poppy Playtime 5 because everybody was complaining about Poppy Playtime 5. It's like, if you voice it, motherfuckers are like, yo... what the fuck? Yeah, it's like bandwagoning.
Someone out there who isn't chronically online and is actually interested in trying a game might come across these opinions or misinformation posts from some troglodyte who has no idea what they're talking about and could actually be dissuaded from trying it. These cockroaches do have an...
That's just a herd mentality in general on social media, though. If you see something that's popping, people immediately believe it, regardless of validity, just because the validity in their mind comes from its popularity. Just because something's popular doesn't mean it's true.
Impact on gaming communities, unfortunately, which can affect player counts, which then turns into more ammunition for the grifter. A revolving door cycle of chuds that have zero benefit to this beloved hobby. A literal bulging cancer mass sucking the life out of gaming because they themselves have no lives. Most of these guys have failed relationships, genuinely have brain damage, or have court-documented restraining orders. The best way to handle garbage like this is to just put them in the ignore bin and forget about them entirely, which is harder said than done. Okay, I myself can admit that I cannot resist sometimes pointing and laughing at the pants being pissed, but I'm sure their little chodes feel a sparkle of enjoyment out of the humiliation. So the best thing you can do is to just ignore.
Yeah.
Not only is this era of witch hunting games incredibly cringe, but it's also just so vague. Like, what does dead even mean? Dead as in the servers are offline? Dead as in nobody can find a match? Dead as in the devs stop supporting it? Dead as in the player base is somewhat smaller than it used to be? Dead as in it's no longer the main character on social media? Those are all completely different things, yet people use the same phrase for all of them, and mostly with the intention of just attacking a game they don't like. And I gotta say, that mindset is infinitely more embarrassing than just—
And I do that. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't. I call games dead all the time. And I do agree with his takes, though. It's like, it's just to attack a game that you don't fuck with.
just enjoying a game with lower numbers. At least the people still playing are actually playing. No, don't get me wrong. Talking about things like player counts and updates are not completely meaningless.
Hold it!
I'm not gonna act like they never matter, because in some situations, they do. Bungie's Marathon, my love-hate confusing relationship with this game. Stop suffocating me, I need my space. Baby, I didn't mean it. You know I love you. That is an example where looking at numbers can be informative. There can be a genuine discussion in relation to a game's population, especially if said AAA live service game has a gigantic budget, expensive server infrastructure, matchmaking requirements, and shareholders standing behind the devs with the shotgun in a spreadsheet. So if a game's costs aren't equating to the projected player counts, that's a discussion to be had, because yeah, why spend $40 on something that could be considered temporary? A game that could actually, one day, die. This all loops back to stop killing games. Where did that lead you? Back to me. The argument that gamers should have protection and rights to games they purchase, and that a game you purchase should not be allowed to be shut down. Keyword, purchase. As of April 2026, the movement actually backed a California bill that covers a lot of these issues.
Well, where you buy a game and then it dies off and they shut down the servers and you can no longer play the game again. I feel like in that sense, they have to refund you.
Being that developers must include some sort of offline capabilities so people can still enjoy the games they own. Although the terms of what—
Yeah, or a single player format. That's fine.
purchasing a game—
Like, if they shut down the servers of Call of Duty from 10 years ago, I don't think they should be giving you a refund because there's still a campaign. But if you're playing a game that is just straight up multiplayer, and after 2 years, they're like, we're shutting the game down, it's like, okay, give me my money back.
even means has become very muddy in recent times. Some companies try saying what you're—
It really depends on time, though. Like, if there's a multiplayer game you spent $40 on and it was alive for 10 years and then they shut down the server, like, I don't think you're deserving of a refund. Like, you got a decade of content out of that game. Like, it varies.
you're buying is like a temporary access key that just unlocks the ability to play the game. A key that they have the right to take away for any reason, which is complete bullshit because it's misleading. Ownership has just been slowly swapped with licensing over time. And the fact that there hasn't been any legislation to make that totally clear at checkout is fucking wild. Like, if you purchase a copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube, you're not signing or agreeing to any legal documents that say, actually, this is a license. No, you bought the game. It's yours. However, now, if you purchase a game on Steam or the Epic Game— I never mind, can't even say it. These platforms are still using the same semantic word we've been using for acquiring video games for decades now. Purchase. Except now there's a silly little checkmark box you have to click before you can purchase. Well, what does that subscriber agreement mean? Don't worry about it, kitten. Yay! If you actually click on this highlighted part, you can find a section called Licenses. And lo and behold, there it is. Valve hereby grants, and you accept, a non-exclusive license and right to use the content and services for your personal, non-commercial use. Your license confers no title or ownership in the content and services. This is a single-player game, so what the fuck do you mean I don't own it? Again, this lack of transparency is a massive, massive problem. However, let me play a little devil's advocate, shall I? Yes. In a perfect world, every game would have a functional offline component that allows any game,
I don't know. I still think there's like a nuance to it in the sense of like, bro, I would pay, I think like it's better to pay $30 a year for a Call of Duty to be able to like play it, and when you stop paying it, you lose it, versus like having to own Like, it really depends on the game itself, on whether or not it makes sense to license or own.
Including live service ones, a way to still experience the game. Helldivers 2 is an online-only game. It's not like Helldivers 1, where the game was built upon an automated, self-sustaining system that can last forever. This whole live service galactic war thing with real humans behind the scenes making changes and actively directing the story isn't something you'll probably be able to boot up 20 years from now. But it's because it's temporary that you're able to have an experience like this game that you can't get in a single player only game that never evolves or changes. We'll never get Malevelon Creek ever again, rest in peace. It was just a gaming moment where you had to be there. But that kind of begs the question, right? Was Helldivers 2 successful because it was built as an online only community driven game? Now, does that mean it's completely impossible to have an offline mode? Of course not. In fact, as of making this video, some talented modders came out with something called Custom Galactic War, which enables things like multi-faction battles, deeper player customization, and so much more. However, even the CGW team themselves say that it wouldn't have all been possible if it were not for Arrowhead making all of this base game content in the first place, due to its always online, ever-evolving war. It was made in addition to the game.
But there's certain games like that where it's like, it relies on a player base where it's like safe. Like, at what point would Fall Divers fall off enough to where you no longer are able to like have this idea, you know?
Not in
Did I say Fall Divers? Helldivers.
spite of it. And even then,
Helldivers.
it still technically requires an online connection because
Like, if they had 1,000 players, like, you can't really keep up. Oh, we're fighting the intergalactic war.
it still has live liberation stats and whatnot. It's just like separate from the base game. Now, the fact that this mod even exists could possibly imply that sometime down the line, Arrowhead themselves could come out with one final update that shifts the game into a HD1 type of state where it can last forever offline. But it would
I think that's the best thing they could do.
definitely require tons of resources and a drastic reworking of how the game was created, coded, and functions at its core. And hell, you could even argue that the game would be fundamentally different from what it was initially advertised as. So some people could claim misleading marketing, you know, yada yada. It gets messy, right? Foxhole is a game where just on a conceptual level, it is impossible to play offline or solo because the entire game's premise is that it's a 24/7 never-ending live war where every single player, vehicle, system, everything is controlled by individual people. It's
Yeah, but that's like that's the risk when you have games like this. Like, I've streamed games where people go, "Oh, dude, this game used to be so fun. Play it, play it, play it." And I pay for it and it's $25 and you like can't get into a lobby. Releasing a multiplayer, like, dude, battle royales, like, if you release an unsuccessful battle royale, your game is actually a piece of fucking shit. Like, that's why they introduce bots into these games, because it's something along the lines of like, hey, even if there's not players, like, you'll still be able to get a lobby, but it just reduces the fun.
fucking awesome that a video game like this is even possible, and it makes me excited for other things like this that could be made on a grander scale. But again, it technically goes directly against the concept of every video game ever being an offline forever game. Sea of Thieves would not be the same kind of game without being a shared world. Pretty much every MMO ever actually would just not straight up work or be entirely different games offline. Things like Destiny 2 has like campaigns
But
and
that's like
such.
some of the funnest YouTube videos to watch, like, late at night, is there's like certain gaming channels where they go, I played on a game that only has 10 players or some shit. And it's like them trying to revive a game that used to be popular 15 years ago, but now is like fully dead. And there's still like, you know, 30 or 40 dedicated fans that are niche that still play it. But it's like the experience is like largely worse just because it's not as popular as it was.
That could be preserved in offline content. But what about the more social experiences? The Finals is a multiplayer game so complex and unique, I actually think it would be impossible to code a fully playable offline mode with bots that replicate the same experience as
Oh no, the bots would be fucking terrible. Yeah, they have training bots. Yeah, you couldn't have bots that compete in the same way.
online PvP. There's a lot of nuance here. Something as game preservation isn't so black and white. Ultimately,
Like, everything's playable, and a player's play style drastically changes the game. Like, even if you had complex veteran level bots, like, they're all going to play in a predictable manner. that doesn't replicate like a human interaction.
Support the movement and have so much more to say about it, but that can be a whole other video, honestly. The reason I'm talking about it right now, though, is because to me, this is what real dead game discourse is. The discussion about these products fully and truly being taken away, becoming unaccessible. Highguard is a dead game. The Day Before is a dead game. Halo Infinite is not a dead game. It's on fucking life support, but it exists. All of this other grifter, LARPer, chart sell bullshit, I'm tired of that discourse. Dead game discourse is dead. Overall, I hate player count brain, I hate live service psychosis, and I hate the idea that a game has to be endlessly updated, permanently dominant, and algorithmically certified fresh, ISO speed approved in order to be considered worth a damn. Maybe it's just kids who haven't learned what mortality is yet, spewing all this shit online, but if you're a grown-ass adult who still has live service brain rot, let me give you one last tug back into reality.
Damn.
Nothing lasts forever. No game stays at its launch peak forever. People move on, culture shifts, audiences splinter. And you know what? That's okay. That doesn't erase what it was. It doesn't erase the fun that people had with it. It doesn't mean it was a failure. Normalize the idea of playing.
Bro, that is so true. You're gonna die one day, play what you want to play. The other day, bro, Chris got me to fucking download this game called Primal Carnage Extinction. It's a game where you're humans versus dinosaurs in a PvP format. No one fucking plays it. It was on Steam for like $1 because it was on sale, and I was like, I'll get it. And it's actually a good game. Dead as fuck. No one plays it. But I'm like, yeah, let's get a custom lobby going, sure.
Playing a game, experiencing it,
No fucking way.
creating fond memories, and moving on. Everyone is so fucking angry, constantly bickering about my game is more popular than your game, and then a month later, the numbers and arguments completely flip. Stop dying on hills that are constantly shifting. Play what you love. And hopefully one day in the future, you won't have to worry about a game you enjoy actually dying. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we hopefully get there. Smiling Friends just ended recently, and as much as I love that show, I'm thankful because in an era where everything is marketed to be infinite, they gave me the ultimate smile by proving they know when it's time to finish.
It wasn't time, though. They could have released 2 more seasons. Please. They could have came up with some shit. Nah, I do respect it, though. I get what they're saying where it's like you don't want it to become like a Family Guy, like, you know, just fucking infinite cycle. I mean, 3 seasons, bro. 3 seasons, bro. You could have made 2 more.
For making it to the end of this video, you've received yet another Bubba picture. Thank you so much for watching. I don't normally make these kinds of videos talking about general gaming topics, so if you want to see more stuff like this, let me know. In conclusion, holy shit, chest fell off, dead game. Let's get a swimsuit skin for the queen. That'll I'll fix it.
Yeah, let's release more skins. Oh, what about a season pass? That'll get people excited. We'll have to grind to be able to get the top one, the Peter Griffin skin.